And you,
Shatterproof Glass? Yeah.
you were the reason I changed my bio, because you said to me, I don't actually know what you do from your LinkedIn bio. Yeah. So that was kind of a little helpful comment to make me realise that it's not obvious to people who don't know me where we sit in pest control. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that's fine. You know me. I'm honest. Some people might like it, but what your LinkedIn doesn't say what it is. You know, it probably helped more.
Social media. Social media is quite a new territory for us as a business, to be honest. We've never really had a strong social media presence, for the obvious reason that we've never been kind of market facing until now. And actually, I'm so glad we've made that change, because I've met so many really engaged people who it's not even just about the product, it's just about networking and getting to know people, such as yourself. So yeah, I'm really glad that we're now kind of a bit more market facing, and it's allowed me to kind of meet a lot of really good individuals who give you good feedback. I think feedback is really important when you're putting a product into market, and knowing, you know, what do people actually want, what do people need. So yeah,
it definitely is. It's social media is I can see why social media, I've got to say, isn't easy. You are churning more content out, I've noticed, optic catches, but let's get their wheels turning more.
I think it's my personal LinkedIn that doesn't post enough now. The company LinkedIn page is posting very actively, and we do get good views on it. But I tell you what it is that really social media, I like what you do, because you treat it almost like a diary, in that what you're thinking, you'll make a post about, and you shared a post recently that was quite divisive, but it was a healthy divisive post, and it sparked a lot of engagement. That one. And I liked that, and I think I need to do more stuff like that personally, because I don't treat my social media like a diary, and perhaps that's the way things are going these days.
So what it is it's about personal. If you ever want to look up a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk, but be prepared, he does swear a lot. But his company is a major company. They're like VaynerMedia. They work with like Coca-Cola and all the top brands. And he had a lot of his content helps, but it's all about personal branding, because it's like he explains you don't have to just say, he doesn't mention pest control, but say you're, I don't know, a paper company or a clothing company on LinkedIn. You don't have to just post about clothing. You can post about whatever you want, the personal brand. And that's kind of where I got a lot of this all from, was from him. Because since my Instagram's blown up a bit now since that one VR post. I'm gonna make another one probably. See if I can enrage them even more. But the reach is at 125,000 at the minute.
Really, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's posting all the other posts as well. But yeah, you've got to. It's a hard one with social media, because I've had to learn, you've got to be prepared for if you get a backlash as well, because you often will. And the divisive post was the divisive post I made, which was don't put animals on social media, dead animals on social media. I was actually worried going on the Beauties and Beasties podcast about that. Although I said it was all good, I thought the chat was going to eat me alive, and they didn't. Everyone were nice. There were different talking points, and it was all different angles.
Community, because everyone had different opinions in that chat, but no one was cutthroat about it. It was just literally sharing opinions, and I was in the chat as well, obviously making a few comments, and it was nice. It wasn't cutthroat, and like you say, you've got to be prepared for some backlash on social media. And I think for me, social media, the main kind of reason I don't post more is like more of a timing issue. But I'm very mindful. I mean, you mentioned that person that you sort of learn about content creation from. I heard a good analogy once, which is like if you go to like a dinner party or something, you don't gravitate towards the people that only talk about themselves. You gravitate towards the people that ask you questions and speak about more than just what they're interested in. And I guess that's a good example for social media as a whole, isn't it? That you can't just talk about one thing on there.
No, it's not an easy thing, social media, but even like Gary Vee says, you can't just give it 2 weeks. I'm done. I've tried it. You've got to get better and try different things. It's like I will give you it. You are correct. Social media takes a lot of time. If you were to ask my missus how long I spend messing about on LinkedIn and content, you'll get to speak to her in November. She'll tell you.
She'll be at Pest.
Yes. And
he's always on social media.
I am, but
you have to, like you say.
Well, it works to a degree. Obviously, a lot of it's personal, my personal brand, and the podcast it's boosted massively due to that. But it's a case of learning, though. You don't have to. Yes. Yep.
Sorry, I was going to say, do you find that, speaking specifically about open pest control, do you find that you generate more business from social media? Because I guess when we were talking about, on the Beauties and Beasties podcast about the dead animals, the point that I made that I stand by is I'd love to know, does it actually generate revenue to put those kind of outrageous posts out there that prompt a reaction? I know it means more engagement, but does that engagement translate to more business as a pest controller with their kind of, at the rock face?
I don't actually post dead animals, as you know, but I post on actually weirdly Nextdoor, and I actually use Nextdoor as a content platform, just like I do anything else, right? And I have got a lot of work through Nextdoor for posting videos. Okay. Now, I did post videos of wasp nests, but I never actually did the, when you do it, I didn't show that bit, I just showed the before and the after. And that used to get a lot of, but that got hate as well. Oh, you're killing all the wasps. They're killing all the wasps. Really? But but with that, the reach on the post skyrockets upwards. Believe it or not, when somebody complains, it goes up.
Because it's still engagement, isn't it? I
always thank them. I always thank them and say thank you for your input. My post it's gone up now. But
more people will see it.
I've never posted dead animals, but I would say that in general, me locally, because I've been in a local paper, 2 at local papers, I'm on all the socials. I would say that a lot of people do ring through a lot of my social content. I'm not saying all of it because Google guarantees a very good way, but we also have our recurring customers that come back year after year for like wasp nests or say they've got moles, things like that. But you are right there. Someone says Stefan says Nextdoor actually works quite well for generating local work, but I really couldn't cope with all the negativity rubbish from the who wanted the local rats to be roam free. Yeah, you got to. The problem is there, Stefan. You got to get the mindset where you don't actually care what they say, right? But you don't go back at them like a child. You don't. I often ignore some of the comments because some of them want you to bite. They're not there. They're there to argue. But like, I had to correct something that moles weren't. It's not illegal to kill moles, and I had to explain the laws on how it works because it's the point of suffering that's illegal. If you do proper mole capturing, it's instant death. It's perfectly fine. Right. No, regardless to say, I didn't get a response after that because I explained it. No. I did. But,
Well, I suppose going back to that point about people wanting local rats to roam free, I think that's all about perspective, isn't it? Because the minute that the rat is in your property, I think you'd want that rat taken care of. And until then, does it matter what they say? Like you say, you kind of just have to rise above it.
Yeah, you have to judge what. I had on one post. It was a post of I was in another local thing, and it was like, I didn't bite. Oh, it depends what you call the pest. Like, come on, Depends what you call a pest. I didn't reply. They're looking for you to bite and tell them what a pest is so they can argue back. But I just ignored it. That's what they're looking for. They're baiting you in. Right. That's what they were trying to do.